Hello and welcome to Ahrex fly tying. My name is Håkan and today I will be tying a salmon fly. And I will be tying on a double hook. This is the Ahrex Progressive Double, size 6. And this hook is also available in a gold color. The fly I will be tying is a hair-winged variation of the classic Silver Doctor. So let's start. Set the hook. And I'm using a red thread. Well, to be correct, this is actually a fluo orange thread. The reason I'm using fluo orange instead of red is when you finish the fly, it's supposed to have a red head. And if you use a red thread and then you put varnish on it, the head will not be red, it's just dull reddish color. So I'm using this fluo orange for that reason. The first thing for the fly is the tag. And I'm using fine oval silver tinsel. I tie it in the underside of the hook. And the tag is supposed to end just above the hook points. And I start by making the tag in touching turn down on the hook bends. And when I've done 4 or 5 turns, I just pull the tinsel between the hooks and over the tag. And doing this, I secure the tag so it doesn't slip up or down. And I will just cut off. The tail is golden pheasant crest feather. I'm using a quite straight feather because I want the tail to be quite straight. And just pull off some of the waist fibers and tie it in just in front of the tag, like this, and cut. The next part of the fly is called the butt, and I'm using just ordinary red wool yarn, which I just pull off the fibers so I can make sort of a reddish dubbing. It's easier to make a small hook instead of just using the yarn. We just make a few turns in front of the tail, like this. And now I take another silver tinsel oval. This is the small, which I use for the ribbing of the fly. Tie it in on the underside of the hook shank, all the way back to where the butt is, and then forward again. The body is made of flat tinsel. I'm using this mylar because you can use both silver and gold. And cut off a piece and tie it in behind the hook eye. And then we make the body touching turns all the way back to the butt, and then forward again. And tie. And then we just make a couple of turns with the oval silver, 3 or 4. And tie. The hackle is a light blue. The color is normally called Doctor, Silver Doctor Blue, and it's light blue shade. I'm using hand hackle because I like the softness of the fibers. So I just raise the fibers like this and cut off the tip and tie it in. And the reason I'm tie it in by the tip is you can hold the stem when you wind the hackle, and the stem is thinner towards the tip, so it doesn't build up as much as if you should tie it in on the root end of the stem. And then we just stroke back the fibers of the hackle as we tie it. Make 3 or 4 turns and tie it. And this is the hair-winged variant of the Silver Doctor. So for the wing I'm using white-tipped squirrel tape. So we just cut out a nice bundle. You can use a hair stacker if you want the tips to be even, but it doesn't matter for me. So I measure the wing so it's as long as the tail, and then I cut off the root end and add some varnish, which will help the thread to grip the hair and also secure the hair wing on the fly. And I would just tie it down. Make sure it's straight enough. And I would just cover the whole head. Make sure it's nicely shaped and covered with the thread. And just make a whip finish. And now the only thing left is to add a couple of layers of varnish to make the head smooth and hard all the way around. And there we have the hair-winged Silver Doctor.